That looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. Welcome guys to the live stream. Today we're going to be tinting a 2017 Corvette Grand Sport. We're going to be doing every window, sides, back, front windshield. So we're going to be here for a minute. I do have speech to chat on in my ear, so if you guys have any questions, concerns, shout outs, go ahead and do so, and it'll be there. I can go ahead and answer any of those questions right there. If I'm in the middle of answering a particularly long question, what I will do is I'll go ahead and take my ear out so that I can answer it, so that I don't have other people in my ear. Mike Cordoza, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so what are we doing today? Don't get... there you go. Not this time around. We're actually gonna be doing an ATR. We're gonna do 30 on the rear window. We're gonna do 50 on the sides, and then we're gonna do an Air 80 windshield. So not ceramic. ATR is a hybrid. It's a metallized dyed film. So let's see here. Rear 30. Kind of just want to cut everything up. Let me know in the chat if the camera's good or bad. Mike, good. I'm glad you're living the dream, man. I'm glad things are good. When I'm here at this point, when I'm cutting the back window, I always check to see if there's like one of those like shark fin antennas at the top. If that's the case, then I bring the film up and then I just trim the bottom half of that. That way, because if I keep it long and there is an antenna, then the film's got to go around the antenna. It's kind of a pain, but just a simple little tip there. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, if you wouldn't mind sharing the stream, it definitely helps. Appreciate it. On YouTube, what's up? Everything looks pretty good on my end here. Now let's just do the back window. It's always the luck, right? Like if I take that off and put 50 so that I can do the sides, when I do the back, it'll end up that I'll end up having to redo the back, and I'd have to switch the films anyways.
Daniel Reyna super chatted $14.99. Master Tinter at work. You go, bro.
Daniel Reyna with the $15 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. Getting it started with the super chats, yeah. The improved spray hose is much better, much better. The problem with my old spray hose is that this piece was clamped together by one of those metal things like one of those like little clamp rings that you have to tighten with a screwdriver. And normally I would hook it, not on this hook, but actually hook it down here, if you guys can see that right here. The problem is that metal piece was rubbing up against cars. I didn't realize that until I found out before, unfortunately. So now with vehicles like this where I have to get close up, or I'm working on SUVs, now I hook it here with this carabiner and I keep it close to me. Now we're not gonna have any problems at all. Someone asked about which windows to start first. I always suggest the back window first, and reason being, whether you are hand cutting or using a plotter, it's just best to do the back window first. The reason why too is because when you're doing the sides first, you typically get water on the floors, like right here. So when you do that first, and you go into the back door and you go into the car for the back, now you have like wet feet, or you could have wet feet or potentially dirtier feet. So if you knock out the back first, then that minimizes that problem. Doesn't solve it, but it could minimize it. I heard something going down. Oh, notifications. All right, now I got the DSP on there. I'll go ahead and get the film going. Super hot today, hot and humid. Not as hot as it could be because we have like scattered rain and scattered showers throughout Florida, but boy, it is humid. Let me know if the camera's good too, if it needs to move up or move down. Haven't done a live stream in a little bit. Do apologize about that. It's just if the schedule is overwhelmingly packed, which it was for a few weeks right there, like it makes it difficult to live stream, because it does take a little, not that much longer, but it does take a little bit longer, because I have to set up the camera and I have to set up all the links online, blah 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 blah. I can't control. That's after hours, baby. That's after hours. I am loving that the Call of Duty though. The DSP is not back in stock just yet. Because people were asking about DSP, what we did is we put a batch up on the website at drystreamprep.com. You guys can you can order the pre-order the next batch, but the next batch will not be shipped until the 19th, unfortunately. And we're working obviously to keep stocks high. It was just a crazy surge in sales. Like the amount of DSP we sold at the tail end of last month, in 12 hours we sold 2 weeks worth. So I do apologize. The good thing is, if you guys want to wait and you want to put that pre-order in, you can. We have extended a 15% off discount as well for the inconvenience. And this pre-order stuff probably won't happen very often. That's the goal. I have to keep up with supply, obviously, but like, you know, it's not very good to run out of product. So I just try to do my best to accommodate by giving a small discount here. But once we do go back up in stock, then that discount is going to be going away. Yeah, so if you guys are looking for it and you guys do want to pre-order and you're willing to wait, just pay for it, and then willing to wait when it does ship on the 19th, then you guys can go to dryshrinkprep.com. Go ahead, check that out, and do that. If not, you can wait till they come back into stock, whichever is good for you. All right, since I have to physically crawl into the vehicle, I am gonna do a reverse roll. But the weird part is because the way I'm going in is normally backwards from like a normal window, because I'm coming in it from a different angle. So normally I reverse roll from left to right because I want to unroll from left to right. But since the film is upside down, when I'll be installing it, it'll be upside down, or I'll be on the other side. I'm gonna be rolling it from right to left on the board here, but when I unroll it, and I unroll it upside down, I will be rolling it from left to right, so. It's just, a reverse roll is just so much easier to do than trying to like Frankenstein it and trying to get into the back of this dang thing. If you guys hear me talking and I'm answering questions and you're looking down in the comments and there are no questions, I restream this to a number of different platforms. So what I'm hearing a collection of everyone's comments. So I'm not just a crazy person just answering questions out of the blue. Ah! The hell was that? Stupid. This stupid vinyl sign fell over. Holy shit, I thought it was like a freaking crazy bird or something coming after me. Oh. Stupid sign fell over from the wind, but it made this crazy noise. Stupid sign. Give me a goddamn heart attack. And whenever I reverse roll, I just like to give the glass a cleaning, because in that way, it just makes it a little bit easier when you do install. Where are you? Beep. And I don't know if he has a dog. He has to have a dog because there's a little bit of hair all up in here, so you gotta be a little careful. Jesus. Yeah, peacocks. We have peacocks back here. We have a family of peacocks in the back of the shop. About a dozen, actually. If you can see, there are two of them right there, right behind the dumpsters. And there's a third one right over there. So we have a family of peacocks. So if you guys ever hear those squawkings in the background, those are peacocks. Always cover the client's car. It's important, muy importante. You're gonna have water spray, things of that nature. You got to climb into the dang thing. So it's easier to just cover the vehicle correctly, and then instead of like throwing booties on or something. Train horns. Here's the thing, if y'all don't know me, like on a personal level, like I am very easily scared. I don't know why. If you roll up on me and I don't hear it, like I get terrified. I don't know. My boss does it. Someone walks around the corner too aggressively. Done. I'm done. I'm gonna get a step stool. Where are you? back here. It's a very nice car, which I think, if you're watching from YouTube, I think this is the exact same car that I pulled, because I pulled like stock pictures offline, and I'm pretty sure it's the gray with the blue stripes that I put up on the thumbnail, which is hilarious. I mean, what are the chances? Unless it's a super popular color, then its chances are pretty high, I guess. I don't know. I don't know statistics. So this reverse roll technique works for like SUVs. It works for this type of vehicle if you're going to be upside down. So like, it doesn't matter. Like, I normally go from left to right. So because I'm going to be upside down, I'm going to unroll from right to left. It's reversed of what I normally do. If you like going from right to left instead, then in that case, you're going to do this from left to right so that you can end up going from right to left. That didn't make sense, I'm sorry. So I'm preparing the reverse roll. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the car with me. Just make sure you don't like knock it or hit it. And then that way when I get in, which I'm gonna get a fresh towel. Once I'm in, I'm in. I don't have to get back out until I need to get out. So obviously don't step on the spoiler. Get in the middle. And this is strong enough to support me. I'm damn near 6 foot, around 200 pounds, 190, 200, whatever. So should support your body if you can fit in here. If you're a bigger boy or a bigger girl, then this may not be the situation. You might just have to reach. So we'll give it a good scrubbing. Ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum. Very nice. Very nice. I hope you all being safe. Been safe with the protests / riots and all this crazy stuff going on. I hope everyone's safe. Since there's a substantial amount of dot matrix at the bottom here.
Daniel Reyna super chatted $9.99. My well-being is no place to appointments. What's wrong with these people?
Daniel Reyna with the $10 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, Daniel. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's just the way of the world, I guess. You know, that's how it goes. Especially if you run appointments, you try to book them. If you have a problem with no shows, one thing that's always helpful is the day before. Give them a call a day before just to confirm their appointment. And then, you know, the rest is I don't know. It's in God's hands, I guess. You You've done your due diligence at that point. You know, if you call them the day before, and the client, you know, that gives you an opportunity for the client to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to make it, and then you can either schedule a day accordingly, or you can, you know, maybe get someone that might be like on a calling list, a waiting list, to get in a little sooner. But yeah, you can't sweat the small things. In life, you're just gonna end up being stressed out, you know. Worrying about stuff is kind of like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but you don't get anywhere. So you just gotta understand that is gonna be the situation from time to time. You just try to minimize it as best as you can. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. You know, when you're working on these higher end cars as well, water management is essential, crucial. You know, these cars are expensive. You know, you just need, I mean, all cars you need to be taken care of, but you know, nice and clean. That's beautiful. Got a little something right there. I don't know what that is. We're gonna get it out. It's not gonna fly. There we go. A little bit of trash. I don't know what it was. Something stuck to the glass. And that's one thing I've been noticing I have to keep up on. Is like after I scrub, especially like in the dot matrix areas, like after I scrub, I need to get my hand on it and just give it a feel, because I would have felt that. And I didn't do that, so I could have saved myself, I don't know, 5 minutes. Beautiful. God, it is hot under here. I don't know what's going on under this area, but it's warm. Nice. Woo. Ah, see, that's the hard part though, because if you're going mobile, it's hard for them to no-show, right? Because unless they just sit out there and not open the door for you, because then that's horrible. Back window complete. Gotta keep the roll tight, baby. Loose rolls have a problem at the very end, so keep them tight. Oh my Lana, that's beautiful. Now there's a little mush, I don't know what it is, around the decal. So I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit. All right, now the sides and the back. And again, we did the back in 30, so we're gonna do the sides in 50. Wow! It is such a difference. It's probably 74 degrees in this room right here, and outside it might be, I don't know, 90, 100, and it's humid, so humid, it like hits you like a wall. All right, open Corvette sides. I guess that'll work. – 41.8, so that should not hit the ground. It's gonna be very, very close, but it shouldn't hit the ground. O2? I think the O2 is good. That's the C5. Hold on. Yeah, the C5 is solid. Now, when you get to the 05 to 03, or no, 05 to 13, that's the infamous C6. Bro, I don't like those, bro. I've only done a couple of them, and I'm good. I'm good. And I'm not saying they're impossible, because I know people that can do them very, very well. But it's like anything. You have to do them quite a few times and then continue to do them to stay good at it. Like if you don't ever do it, then it's like, when you do it one off here and there, it just becomes a nightmare. I did do an 03 or an 04, and I thought it was a C6, and it was a C5. And I was like, yeah, I'm awesome. And then I found out that I'm not awesome. All right. I'm gonna pocket shrink these, because I always feel it easier to pocket shrink it. Back windows don't need to shrink because we're good. Sweet helmet. But you see what I'm doing here with this carabiner right here? It's staying up on my hip and here. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of body that before like any metal hits the car. In my pouch, there's no metal, it's all plastic. So it's just gonna minimize. You know, I used to carry like my knife. I used to carry my knife like right here. But then when I'd rub up on a car, my metal knife would hit it. So you just gotta be, I mean, be aware of everything that you're doing. Obviously you don't wanna be damaging cars. I always try to give myself like an 1/8 or a 1/4 on the bottom end of these if you're using a plotter. Hand cutting is a different story. But if you're plotting, I like to keep it about an 1/8 on the bottom, because you are going to be good in putting some good amount of heat on this, and you don't want it. If you put it right to the edge of where the cut is, then you could potentially heat crease it. Potentially. One of the most wicked curves in our industry right there. Wicked. So hard to see the cut sometimes on these 50s. Anyone catch Matt's late night live stream last night? He was doing I think he was doing some sort of SUV at night. It's pretty sweet. I don't know, I didn't watch it. I was like day 3, the 2 previous days I was up until like 2 in the morning playing Call of Duty, so I didn't get to watch it. Also, that would totally be my thing. There we go. There we go. Let's see if I can shrink this on the first one. Wicked birds, yes. Brenda, yes, of course. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. For those of you guys that are watching like on YouTube or like on my personal channels, I'm actually streaming this to the shop's business page as well. So the idea is, and this might be something you guys might be interested in doing as well, but the idea is that you'll pop up in local searches, and the people that watch you will watch it as well, maybe share it, and the idea is obviously to get more business. So I'm gonna shrink the bottom, I'm gonna bring it up. If you guys ever pocket shrunk before, it's amazing. You're bringing it from the bottom, and then you're bringing the heat up with it. Boom, look at that. There we go. We're back. Sorry, y'all. The joys of live streaming. If you don't notice this, like I said, it's stupid hot in here, so I got this on. 58%. All right, back on. Sometimes you gotta troubleshoot, all kinds of other things, so do apologize. We're back. Let me know if there's any other problems, additional problems. And dang, and y'all froze up at the best part too. We're doing the pocket shrinkage on the windows. That's cash money all day. It's worth its weight in gold. Let me see, check, test. Y'all can still hear me, y'all can still see me. Let me know in the chat if everything is all good. It should be, it looks like everything's back. Oops. Sorry about that if that was loud in your ear. Combat ready. I wear headbands during the summer. I wear headbands during the summer. Especially on Mondays, I don't do my hair on Monday. Well, eventually it'll get so hot that I can't do my hair at all because I'll literally sweat so much throughout the day. Like, I'll have to change my shirt 2 or 3 times throughout the day, and it's like if I have any product in my hair, it'll literally melt, literally. So there will be a few months throughout the year, usually July and August. Starts to hopefully cool. It's still hot in September. Well, who am I? And then October, it's still pretty warm. It's Florida. It's warm. It's warm. All right, let's get this puppy low. Hopefully y'all can see this. Hopefully this is good. Working, the problem with that is I like cotton because I've tried like those kinds of shirts and stuff, but the problem is I can't throw a microfiber towel over my shirt without it falling off, and it becomes a pain in the butt. Drop my scrubbity scrub. So if the camera went out on the pocket shrink over there on the passenger side, just rewind it and you guys can watch the pocket shrink on the driver's side. Turned out solid, of course. I think it was my Cordoza. Whoever let me know that the camera froze, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I can't fix it if I don't know it's broke. Now this is a 50% real light tint, but then you still get all the benefits of window film, IR rejection, heat rejection, of course UVA, UVB protection. So you can still benefit from having tint, even if it's light. Get it down in there. Beautiful. Now when I'm squeegeeing this, also notice that I am putting a little pressure on the top end, pushing the glass back a little bit, just a hair. That way it'll loosen up the seal right here at the bottom. That way when you're squeegeeing straight down, the water can go down there instead of just pooling up there. Just a little bit, don't go crazy, don't go Hulk on it, just a little bit. And clearly, if you go too much, you'll break the dang thing, so don't be that guy. Beautiful. Look how gorgeous that is. Weird pattern in the adhesive right there. Technical difficulties. The joys of going live. Hoorah. Daniel Reyna, you ex-military? Hoorah. It's a military phrase. Should be passenger. Yep. Maybe popping the back and getting it from this side. Yeah. Just be careful. If anything, here we go. That's what you should be doing. Where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. So we have a tool mat right here. What you can do, just throw it on the side. Because I am going to be leaning on this puppy, right? So now when I lean, the car is protected. Can you believe it? So I originally got this GoPro because my other one got stolen, but I also got this GoPro because the Hero 7 used to have an adapter for an external mic, and they discontinued the adapter. They stopped making it, but they were making the media mod for the 8. Well, the GoPro 8 released in like November. And they're like, okay, well the media mod will be released in like January. Yeah, it is definitely now June, and that media mod is still not out. Which it might not seem like a big deal, but like I am stuck, trapped here, right? Because the audio goes from the GoPro. So if I move away from the audio, from the GoPro itself, there won't be any audio. But I have a wireless microphone system. So if I can hook up an external mic to the GoPro, which I'm looking for, then I can, like if I'm installing a back window, I can set the GoPro up outside, like looking from the outside in, give you guys a different perspective. So I don't know what's going on with with GoPro. They can't blame it on coronavirus. Well, maybe they could. It wasn't December, January. I don't know. Not sure. Let's see if I can squeeze my arm in on this one. See, I have a little bit more room on this side. So instead of going in from there, I'm going to come in here. Water spots. It's been raining all day. For the most part, this installation is moving along. I don't want to jinx myself. So that's all I'll say. Just double check here. It looks like we're still good. Still strong. I got one person watching for Advanced Film. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. A couple other people from YouTube and other Facebook sources. So it looks like we're just still doing good. Oh! So I did not wet the inside. I like to do that from time to time, especially if I have a more slippery solution. Because if you spray it, and you spray it enough where it just starts dripping, then anything that's at the top will start, trash will start to drip down. That's why, if you ever notice during your installations that you see contamination, maybe at the top portion of your glass, the top portion of the quarters, then that's probably what's happening. You're oversaturating it, and when that water seeps down, it brings contamination with it. So next time you do an install, try not wetting it down and just wetting the film. It'll help you out. Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. I try not to slam, you know, hoods, rears like that. I try not to slam them. I just try to like close them and then push them quietly. There was one like really nice Mercedes where like I tried to push and it wouldn't go. I had to literally lift it up about a foot and then let it go, and then it closed then. So you do your best, right? What can you do? I'm gonna do this window here, and then what I'll do is we'll go back inside. We'll go back inside to the tint shop, in the tint office here. I'll cut the windshield, and then I'll go ahead and switch the battery. That way nothing's gonna die. Because if this battery dies, I don't know why, it's such a pain in the butt to get it back. I gotta switch it before it dies. Z Customs, we are doing 50% on the sides. We're doing 30 on the back glass, and then we're gonna be doing an Air 80 on the windshield. So that's what we got, brother. I'm gonna get a new towel. It's a little dirty. I used it on a couple cars. I go through towels like you wouldn't believe. But I'd rather wash towels a whole bunch than have to redo windows. wipe down real quick. Like I said, he has some sort of dog. There's little hairs everywhere. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Scrub the edge. Let's scrub the edge. Lastly, I take my blade. Now this is what people normally do. They stick the blade in, then they go fya, right? But this plastic stops right here. So if I go fya, I'm gonna cut probably a little bit into that plastic. So be aware of that. Just get the blade in just underneath the edge. I'm just trying to loosen up any dirt, grime. Once you get to the end right here, stop right there. Don't go any further, because that could just rip right through that plastic or rubber. You really don't want to do that. Why would you do that? You're a professional. Get the edge. Here we go. My Cardoza I use, it's not any secret, I just use soap. Now here's the thing, with my towels, I wash my towels completely separate. Only the towels go in with the towels. That's it. I don't put anything else, because the key is that I want to wash my microfiber towels so they're clean, right? So if I'm doing removals, I don't want adhesive on there, so I'm gonna use those paper towels right there. Just the regular rolls of paper towels. But when I'm tinting windows and installing, I need clean microfiber towels. So if I happen to have a towel, let's say this towel, like I wiped it on the ground or something like that, and I cleaned up something there, and this towel turned up black, I wouldn't use this towel anymore. I would actually throw this towel away, because this towel might get clean, but that little bit of contamination could contaminate the rest of the clean towels. So so to answer your question, I wash them regularly. Like, you see how I'm going through these towels, so you know what I mean? I'll use one towel for one back window. Or 2 towels for one back window. I've used probably a half dozen towels so far, but my installs are clean. It's like when installers try to use the same dang towel for the entire job, like you're cleaning stuff with it. That means if you're cleaning surfaces with it, guess where that dirt goes? In the towel. So you have to switch out your towels. Also, if you guys notice, and I will show you, I use one side of the towel for particulars, and I use a completely other side. So I like these towels. These are the microfiber towels from Walmart, right? You can get these for a 30 pack for $13. But there's a fine side and a fluffy side. If you ever notice me when I'm doing my videos, the fluffy side will always be on anything that is not the film. But when I'm wiping the film, it'll always be the fine side. So like here, like I'll wet my squeegee, and I'll move it a little bit. I'll wet my squeegee, but I'm always wiping on the towel, on the film side towel. I just want to get this wet a little bit, off a little bit. There we go. I dry them normally, Mike. I dry them normally. I'll give you my answer about Matico films. I would give you my answer on all films. If you're sticking with a professionally manufactured film, then you can't go wrong, right? I mean, all films are will have failures from time to time, which is a shame, but most films will hold up just fine. So it's like anything else. You have to make sure that the price point is just right for you, and that you can turn it around and sell it at the price that you want. And the film has to be good for you. You have to be able to work well with the film. There's certain films that I don't use, and I will not name names, but there are certain films that I will not use because, for a good example, if I try to use those particular films on this car with this much of an aggressive curve on it, it would literally heat crease on me. And I can't use that film, because if I can't shrink it correctly, I can't install it correctly. So That's pretty much it. I mean, it's no big secret, right? You have to be able to afford the film. You have to be able to turn around and sell it at the price you want and can, and that's pretty much it. And you have to like it, like working with it. No big secret. I did have someone ask a question. Z Custom says, do you have a dream car to tint that you've never had a chance to tint yet? No, not really. Not really. I don't like working on high-end exotics. So like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royces. I try to keep the cars at around 150,000 or less. Because here's a good example. I heard a nightmare story of someone working on a Rolls Royce Wraith, and they used a poor or bad quality blade, and they ended up scratching the glass on every single one of the roll-ups. And what happens was that glass was $2,500 to replace each one. So at the end of the day, it ended up being $10,000 worth of glass they had to replace on this Rolls Royce. Even if you did a solid job and they bought you the best top of the line film you got and you did every single window, you might make $1,500 off that car, right? So now it's a risk reward thing for me. So I like to, Maseratis, I'll stay in the Maserati sector and whatnot. High-end stuff. I like cars 1 to 5 years old. They're nice and clean. You can burn and turn them. Higher-end stuff, Audis, Beamers, Mercedes, Aston Martins, Maseratis. When you go into like, super high-end stuff like the R8, that's $250,000. For me, it's just a risk-reward thing. I think the liability goes up, and you just have to be. I mean, you're good. You're good at it, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts. If I was only doing that and I was doing cars at $1,500 a pop, it'd be a different story, I guess, because I can just literally take my time throughout the whole thing. Oh, I am gonna switch the battery, so give me a second here. I probably look phenomenal. Sorry for the noise. Hot swap, 100%. Still a solid tip that Matt had with the hot swapping. Alright, go ahead. Let me go ahead and put you back on my face here. Good here. Ishmael, please name some of the brands. The good and the bad will really help. I won't do that, unfortunately. I just won't. There's just too many opinions. That's like a political thing. It's like a political topic. It's just not something you speak of in proper conversation, because people will get very offended by it. So I won't do that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Hey Patrick, I took my first paid job because of your advice. I'm from Poland. Poland. Wow, excellent, man. Welcome. I'm glad you got your first paid job. And I'm not very happy with my work, but customer did. Is that normal? Yeah, absolutely. You're your worst critic. My very first job was a set of roll-ups for a guy that was at a dealership that was doing dealership stuff for me. He was working at a dealership. He was hooking me up with work. And I was so nervous for the first time I was getting paid that I actually gave the first job away for free, because I figured, they can't bitch if it's free. So it's totally normal. It's one of those things. It's because it's your first one. You're out the gate, but now you feel a little bit more comfortable. You feel a little bit better, and the jobs will come a little bit smoother. Your confidence will build, and you keep going on, kicking ass and taking names, baby. You just gotta keep pushing forward. The first one's always the most nerve-wracking. Ishmael, no worries, man, no worries. All I could say is do your research. Do your research. There's tint forums and other things, manufacturers forums. Most manufacturers will be pretty straightforward in regards to any problems that may or may not occur. So All right, windshield time. We're gonna do air 80 on the windshield. Marcin, no worries, brother. No worries. No worries. Marcin. I guess that can go both ways. I could be a female or a male. I don't know. Marcin. Marcin. I have a 9-to-1 chance that it's a male anyways. There's only time the industry is. Calling you, dude. $15. Gracious of you. Thank you. Get the support. Y'all have a good one. I do have this new